Hello. We are back once again. Like I said, I took a break for an hour, and now I have returned. So, let me just, I was going to update the link in this server here. Okay, no problem. Okay, neat. And we should be good to go. Again. All right. So then, where was I? Oh yeah, I know exactly where I was, because I have this convenient document right here telling me exactly what I was doing. So the first thing, I'm now onto my second cup of coffee, is to open the project. And I'm gonna be thinking, well, I'm not gonna do anything too final. That's something I'm gonna keep in mind. What I might do is internet? Is it back? Is it back? Okay, it says it's back. Yikes, that was quick. I barely got 2 minutes in, and my internet had already tried to jump ship. So, okay, as long as it doesn't split the VOD, because it did that last time, and that was a mild inconvenience. Not a major one, but a mild one. So, okay. Okay then. We are good to go. So, I'm not going to do anything too final. There's a few things I know which I'm going to have. I'm going to have it, well, eventually full screen. Let me pop out the chat. Yeah, nice. Alright. Cool. Whew, it is some temperature today, is it not? Okay, so I want it to be full screen at some point. Not going to bother with that for the moment. Actually, I will. You can't stop me. Scaling 2D. Keep the aspect ratio. Environment, that's gonna be black because this is space. Gonna folder called scenes. Now, do I make the main menu scene right now, even though I'm not gonna use it for a while, or am I just gonna? I'm gonna just make this. I'm gonna go straight into the game. That's what it is. So the game starts when this scene gets loaded. As soon as it gets loaded. Yeah, that seems good. And if your game crashes, it's not going to be a long game. It's going to be a reasonably sized thing. And, as much as I can get in 9 days, I guess. So, gonna take a look. Now, what can I do from here? Well, this is the main scene. It's not the main scene. In the end, there will be a main menu, I promise. Let's call this one Game. Alright, so one of the first things I like to do in my scripts folder, I'm gonna have a singleton. As we all know, I like singletons. Singletons are fun. So there's my utility singleton. Now, we don't actually need that much. I'm going to create ready, just because it looks nice. I'm going to create process. And here's the thing I'm going to do, because it could be useful. Toggle, full screen, and let's set that to F11. Okay. So now, if input dot, and do the just press one, then just simply... Perfect. And now we'll do that. We just need to auto-load it. Bada bing, bada boom. We got it. Okay, so now if I start this up, I can toggle full screen and not. Perfect. That is a nice thing to start with. A nice bit of quality of life. For mostly myself. Or entirely myself, because I don't think I have any viewers at this second. But that's fine. I don't need them. I'm working on this. Okay. Is this the good... Yeah, this is the good O2 layout. What am I doing? So let me think. Now... It's all well and good having level geometry. In addition to level geometry, I am going to need a character, potentially. A character controller even. Now, how should the character control? I mean, obviously they have a jump button. They can move left and right. But inside the moon? Well, I suppose they're just going to have to be jumping around. There's really no other way around it. There's no other way around it. So, what I can do... I'm going to set this up. Static body. Gonna call this... solid walls. Maybe. Why not? Now I'm gonna have a single collision polygon. And now, the cool thing about this... Here's my script. Okay, let's get ready in there. Let's get process in there, because in process, I'm gonna call update. And update is gonna call this draw function, and I'm gonna say draw polygon, and the points I am just going to get from this collision polygon. Dot polygon colors pool color array. Pool. Let's just do, I don't know. It only needs one, I think. And there was something else, wasn't there? UVs? Is that optional? That better be optional. I'm not putting UVs, are you kidding me? Okay, cool. So now once I fill this out with some points, which I will happily do, like a little thing like that, hopefully this will draw. There we go. There we go. So we have got some good, solid moon rock prototyping. That's what I like. Okay. Now let me think from here. Well, point of this, I'm pretty sure, was to create a character controller. Was it not? Pretty sure it was. Now, I know this isn't completely flat, it doesn't have to be. I'm gonna have to create a player. No matter what. Whether I want to or not. I'm just gonna have to. Now, what would be the best way of doing that? Because I want to keep it a little bit tentative. You know. Just a little bit. Just a bit. Just a little bit. Oh god, this temperature. You know what I think it is? It's my computer. This thing is venting hot air directly in my direction. I mean, my god. Of all days to be doing that. Today, really? Let me just check the air temperature really quick. What is the temperature right now? 29 degrees. Peak at 32 come 6 o'clock. I don't like that at all. At all. I mean, that's way too warm. It's 1:30. So it's another 7 hours until it begins to cool down. Oh boy. Oh well. I'll do my best. I will do my best. Whew. Okay. I think I should get a character controller together. Something for the player to use. Maybe even a free-floating camera. I don't know. I think a character would be fine. So just something simple. It's been a while since I have made a proper 2D platformer kind of thing. So, I suppose we're going to see how this turns out. I am going to need... Here is the player. Of course, the player has a script. Gotta turn off those defaults. Oh. There we go. There we go. Now, with the player... Again, I could just do the same thing for the sake of debugging. I couldn't do it with a polygon, could I? Oh no. Well, I do have the collision shape. I could just save the shape as a circle. Nothing wrong with that. A small circle. Let's make that a teeny bit bigger. Well, I can just drag it like this. Let's put it up to 16. Or 16.03 as Godot wants it to be. Now I'm going to do a similar thing, which is just for the dev graphics. I'm going to do draw circle, position 0, radius 16, color 111, and let's make it a little bit, well, I guess that's translucent. There we go. Yeah, could this work? I guess there's not a lot of choice. I'm going to see if it works. I'm going to find out. So there's going to have to be... Now, this is one of the things that I was thinking of in the transition between the moon and the Earth. There is going to be some weirdness with gravity. There's got to be. And that's okay. In principle. You know, nothing inherently wrong with that. But it does mean I have to think ahead just a little bit. I have to think about this guy not just going to fall downwards. Not just going to fall straight downwards. He's going to fall in the direction of gravity. And that is probably fine. Because I can do gravity straight downwards. So all I have to do is work out what the direction of gravity is. That's easy enough. And then kind of adjust it based on that. So this seems fine. I'm going to use move and slide for this. Move and... come on. Move and slide. And we have the linear velocity, which I can call something... what's my linear velocity going to be called? Let's call it... Can I just call it linear? I can. That's not reserved in this one. Up. That's going to be vector 2 dot up. Stop on slope false max slides is 4. I can't even read the rest of that. Floor max angle, I can set that. Okay, so all this is probably fine to be left at the defaults. I'll just do this. Now I have this linear velocity thing, and that's just going to be an empty vector for now. Now, before I get too far, let me just add left and right. Left is going to be A, right is going to be D, and then I can just check some inputs. I know you can do the axis thing, I don't want to, but it's possible. I saw it done once, it looked nice, but it's not readable for me. I've always done it this way, etc, etc. So this moves incredibly slowly. You may not be able to see it, but that is very, very slowly. So let's do walk speed equals 100, and let's do this instead. So now we're going still, you know, not quickly, but not too slowly either. Okay? And now this isn't too bad. Now you may realize this thing does not fall to the floor. So I am going to have gravity direction. I'm just going to set that to a nice vector 2 down. So that's just going to be straight down. That's the default. In future, this is going to be determined somehow. That'll be no issue. So after this, after this part, I'm going to say, well, there's got to be some, I mean, this linear velocity thing is being set to 0 every single time, so it's not going to be suitable for anything regarding acceleration. I'm going to need another vector, something, we could call it momentum, mass times velocity. Let's call it momentum, why not? So this is going to be empty. Okay. And at some point I'll have to zero out the momentum. Let me just check. Does kinematic body, let me get straight to that. Documentation, move and slide, it returns a vector 2. And I have to use something else to get the... Oh, okay. I can actually just use is on floor. Okay, so if is on floor, momentum equals 0. If it's not on the floor though, actually, be careful there. If it is not on the floor, my momentum is going to be this by gravity strength. So I have direction and strength. I could combine, you know, the strength. There's no reason. Nah, you know what? I'm just doing this. I'm just doing this. Now this is not moving because I am not adding momentum to the linear velocity, but now I am, and it does, it works. Now I think it does slide as it's supposed to. Now when I walk off this edge, if I fuck something up, it will just plummet down at 1,000,000 miles an hour. If it floats, I've done it right. Look at that, just perfect. Okay, no issue. And all I have to do is change the gravity direction, and it will automatically gravitate me towards the right place. Okay, fantastic. Very cool. Okay, so now for the next part. And you may be wondering, well, what's the next part? I was thinking, hold on, trying gonna sort out my sitting situation here so that I don't break my legs or cook to death. I've got all this stuff. I've got all this stuff. I'm looking at this list and I can see, you know, gravity weirdness. That gives me an idea anyway. Gravity weirdness. Could play around with that. Anyway, let me focus. This is on... I've had 1.5 cups of coffee. And it's incredibly warm today. And I'm trying to block out the fact that I am overheating so badly. My window is open, but my computer is on. And I said there's just warm air just spilling out into the room right towards me. I should really get an electric fan. That would help. So I'm gonna have to create. This seems, oh, did not mean to do that. No, thank you. Node 2D, there we go. Now, this seems over-engineered, but gravitational well, why not? Let's call it that. Now this thing is just gonna be somewhere, and in fact I'm even gonna change it into a position. Just for the sake of it. And you know, yeah, I can change the gizmo extents if I want to. I'm allowed to do that. Now this thing, did not mean to do that. I'm gonna save it in my prefabs. Probably should have put the script in there as well, so I can do that. There we go, perfect. Now, this guy isn't gonna do that much actually, so I don't even know if I need it ready. All this guy has to do is hold some variables. So grav strength 1 or 100. Oh, export var grav strength equals 100. And is that it? Is that it? Yeah, to be honest, it kind of is. Gonna add them to a group as well. Gravitational wells. Okay, so now that we're here, I'm going to add a gravitational well up here. Okay. In fact, I'm just gonna organize this a little bit better. So there we go. All the gravitational wells are stored neatly in this little thing. And what the player is going to do, I said this gravity direction is going to change. So, right before all this, I'm going to say gravity direction equals get gravity direction. And that's going to be a new function. Get gravity direction. And this guy is going to go through the group. In fact, I don't even have to do that. In fact, I'm gonna make use of a new Godot feature in grav wells. Get children. Okay, does that crash? Doesn't seem to. Let me just make sure. Oh, jeez. Okay, so net gravity equals that, and then just at the end, return it. Okay, very cool. Yeah, okay, no problem. So it works. I mean, it doesn't do anything yet, but this bit works. The little percent sign. So I am going from here. Gravity equation. It's the inverse square law or something like that. Force the gravitational constant, which is arbitrary. Mass of object 1, mass of object. Oh my god. So it's basically going to be net gravity L dot, is it gravity strength I called it? Yep. Oh, grav strength. Why did I abbreviate that? I shouldn't have. I don't abbreviate things. Divided by distance equals position dot distance to well dot position. Okay, and grav strength divided by. Let me just think. Distance. Let's just make it really obvious. Okay. Vector 2 and float. Oh, I see. Okay. Gravity vector equals this. And this is just going to be 1, 0 dot rotated by position dot angle to point position. Fair enough. Just face it, and it's going to be this, and then just add in your gravity vector. That should be all good. Let's have a look. Now it is moving. It's moving in the wrong direction. Now it's moving still in the wrong direction. It just really wants to move down. What is that about? Okay, peculiar. What if I set this thing to 1,000? Very weak. It's still moving away. It is still moving away. I think that's because the distance. So what if I just divide distance by 2? How's that? It's getting stronger the further away it gets. Position, distance to well dot position. Dividing by distance, rotating it. If I just add a minus, it should reverse it, right? But it doesn't. Oh, it does. Now it's picking up speed. Picking up speed. Quite weak to begin with. Quite weak to begin with. But it gets stronger. Where's it going? Why is it going all the way up there? That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, what? Momentum is not decaying. So that's something which needs to be fixed. Momentum is not decaying. That's immensely slow still. What if I... Let's remove this. What if I do that? So it's a little bit more forgiving. Basically everything on a smaller scale, I don't know. Okay. Alright then. Now this is still very, very slow. And actually, this guy, yeah, look, should be fixed. Okay. You know, that's not quite what I had envisioned. Not really. And you know what? I'm just going to divide distance by something massive. I'm going to divide it by 100. Wow, that is strong. Okay, let's take that down a bit as well. Okay. But the important thing that I'm looking for is I want this to basically be down gravity. And this seems good, right? Because the gravity doesn't change that much. Okay. No problem. maybe there's something right in there. You can feel it's a lot heavier. And in the future, the player won't ever actually get the opportunity to run right through the gravitational well. Oh boy. Okay, is the gravitational constant by any chance tiny?